but we saw that 69% of them improved chronic disease. We also see that 95% of them reported that they improved their overall health. We had 91% of them saw an improvement in their hunger. That's pretty cool, and food cravings. 85% saw better mental clarity. 66% saw an improvement in memory. 83% in focus. The percentages go on. I mean, look at all of these percentages. Carnivore, it is a touchy subject, and every time I teach on this, we get people who get angry. So I'm gonna ask at this point that if you are insulted by the idea of eating only meat, this is not the video for you. If you are looking for another solution to your health, you're trying to unstick your weight, you're trying to get better blood sugar management, if you're trying to overturn an autoimmune condition, if you have any chronic condition, if you have a mood disorder, there's so much benefit to carnivore fasting. So stay, let me show you what the research is seeing. Here we go. Now, this study was done out of Harvard, so I just want to point out that this is a really well-respected study. It was done on over 2,000 people over a 6-month period. The average age of these people were 44. We saw as young as 18, as old as 85. 2/3 of the people in the study were men. 1/3 were women. So not a 50-50, but women, we were in this study, which is great. What they did for 6 months, all they did is eat meat, including fish and pork. They also were able to eat eggs. They were able to eat dairy. And when I dove into the study, a lot of them were drinking bone broth. You could have salt, you could have condiments, you can have spices. But there were no fruits, no vegetables, no grains. This is primarily what they ate, and they only ate 2 meals a day, which makes it an incredible style of eating to pair with 16/8 fasting. So really good possibility here in seeing that something as simple as eating meat in over 2,000 people can have a dramatic result. Now, if you're like me, 6 months of eating only that could get a little bit boring. But if you are in a health crisis and you are looking for another way out, you may not have to do the 6 months, maybe shorten it, maybe a month, maybe a week. But let me show you the results that happened to these 2,000 people. It's insane. So here we go. Okay, we've got, and I gotta tell you, when I listed this out, I hope you guys can see this all. But we saw that 69% of them improved chronic disease. We also see that 95% of them reported that they improved their overall health. We had 91% of them saw an improvement in their hunger. That's pretty cool, and food cravings. 85% saw better mental clarity. 66% saw an improvement in memory. 83% in focus. The percentages go on. I mean, look at all of these percentages. People saw an improvement in sleep, in strength, and endurance, and energy, and weight loss, and obesity. They saw hypertension go away. They saw cardiovascular issues improve. They saw diabetes and insulin resolve, and gastrointestinal problems, and autoimmune problems, and musculoskeletal problems, and psychiatric symptoms, and neurological symptoms, dermatological symptoms. 90% of them discontinued or decreased insulin. 92% of type 2 were completely off of their insulin. 100% stopped the injectables of insulin, and 84% decreased their oral medications for diabetes. This is a profound result. This is a really good study over a lot of people. So if you have not tried carnivore, if you are not trying just limiting your food consumption to this and pairing that with 16/8, I really want to encourage you to try this out. You all hopefully know that I'm into variation of food. Many times we've got to throw in something very obscure like this to get these kind of results. I really wanted to highlight carnivore because I want to give you guys the tools that you can use to be able to get the result that you deserve, to live in the body that you love. And I am on a mission to overturn metabolic syndrome. And sometimes fasting alone will be great. Sometimes fasting with plant-based is awesome. And sometimes we need to go to carnivore and pair that with a 16/8 fasting to get these kind of results. So if you have seen this kind of result doing carnivore and pairing it to fasting, please put it in the comments. If this is blowing your mind and you're like, I kind of want to try this, then I'm going to encourage you to go look at the comments, look at what people are saying. I will tell you, the first time I rolled out carnivore fasting to my Reset Academy, it blew me away. In 1 week, the average weight loss of thousands of people over in my academy was 8 pounds in a 5-day period. It wasn't even a week, it was a Monday through Friday. Because when you eat meat only, it brings glucose down, it brings insulin down, you pair that with fasting, and these are the kind of results that you get. Okay, I gotta interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle, and all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in. I want to show you 5 conditions that I would encourage you to move from keto to carnivore and go 100% carnivore. So there's some interesting research out there showing that these 5 conditions will help when you move away from the plant world and you move into the meat world. First condition is any gut condition. So these are like your candida, your leaky gut, your SIBOs, the irritable bowel. Those types of conditions do really well with carnivore. So let's take SIBO, for example. One of the challenges that with SIBO is that you've got bacteria in the wrong part of the intestinal tract. And whenever you eat anything with fiber, you get bloated. So when you go on to carnivore, you're doing meat and fat, and you're taking all that fiber out and you kill that bacteria so it can no longer exist in your small intestine. So SIBO, leaky gut, as you're gonna get more glutamine in there so you can start to repair those tight junctions and keep the intermucosal lining really healthy, and glutamine comes from beef, okay? Second type of condition that really works well with carnivore is weight loss resistance. So if you've been doing keto, you've been fasting, you've been detoxing, you're still not losing weight, try going carnivore. One thing we know about people who are more obese is they have more Firmicutes, that's what I call it, Firmicutes bacteria than Bacteroides. And so what we want to do is flip that and get you more Bacteroides than Firmicutes. And the way that you strengthen those Bacteroides bacteria is through collagen found in meats, specifically beef. So when you go carnivore, what you're doing is you're building up the Bacteroides so that your normal metabolism can actually work effectively. Okay, third thing is food sensitivities. So, we know that it's just becoming more and more people with different types of food sensitivities. Now, when you go keto, you're pulling the grains out. So there's going to be a subset of people that are going to do great with keto and their food sensitivities will go away. But for many people, they're now sensitive to plants and vegetables. And so one thing that we know about the carnivore diet is when you take all of those sensitivities out, the gluten, the oxalates, the lectins, the histamines, take it all out. What you do is you calm the inflammation down, you start to repair the leaky gut, tight junction situation, you kill off bad bacteria, and if you do that long enough, you can actually repair your gut so you're not as sensitive to foods. Now, what I would recommend if you do that is that you then take the food that you're trying to become unsensitive to and add that back in and see if your digestion after several months on carnivore improves. Okay, fourth one, and I think this one is the most encouraging and what I'm hearing so much about, are autoimmune conditions. So one of the things that we know about collagen and meat in general is that it's very high in B vitamins and zinc. So when you get a big dose of zinc, what happens is you increase your T-reg cells or your T regulatory cells. Those are the part of the immune system that calms the immune system down. So if you have an autoimmune condition, what's happening is that you've got too much inflammation, your immune system is too turned on. When you dive into a carnivore diet, you upregulate your zinc, and now you start to increase your T regulatory cells and you calm your immune system down. Fabulous for lupus, RA. I mean, there's numerous studies showing that you can really change your autoimmune condition by going carnivore. Okay, and the fifth one, last one, are the brain disorders. So I'm going to put in the notes some studies that will show you that they're showing that the carnivore diet will help with reaction time, great for athletes. It'll help with brain fatigue and depression. Again, we're bringing that zinc back. So zinc deficiency can lead to depression. There's studies that kids that have higher protein do better in school. And it's showing that brain fatigue in general will go down when you're eating more of a carnivore diet. Okay, if you loved this video, you're gonna wanna check out the next video of my food series. On this video, want to talk about the healthy foods that you might be eating that will stop you from a long and healthy life.